More developments in the Bandar Malaysia saga. PM Najib announced that Treasury Secretary General Irwan Serigar has been appointed as chairman of both the Bandar Malaysia and TRX City projects. Najib explains that Irwan was selected due to the importance of these two projects in helping to eventually position KL as the leading capital in Asia. According to reports, Irwan was already overseeing the projects after former 1MDB chief Arul Khanna was relieved. Najib adds that Irwan will head a team with overall responsibility for these projects and the monetization of 1MDB's remaining real estate assets. He also notes that the termination of the previous share sale agreement with IWH Serigar would not be reversed. Najib elaborated that the new selection process for the new master developers of both Bandar Malaysia and TRX would be strict, adding that the highest possible value would be sought to ensure the best deal for taxpayers. The government is giving until June 30th for new requests for proposals to come in and is planning to announce who the new master developer will be this coming July 14th. BIMB Holdings is in the midst of reviewing its structure. According to CEO Zukri Samad, the restructuring could involve the possible sale of its 60% stake in Takaful Malaysia, the transfer of listing to Bank Islam, and a strategic partner for BIMB Securities. However, no decision has been made yet. He explains that at the end of the day, it may involve all three options, and that ultimately it is looking at a holistic restructuring. However, he said the proposal has yet to reach Bank Negara and there is no definite timeline on when the restructuring will commence. On BIMB's succession plan, Zukri said the group has already submitted a candidate shortlist to the authorities. Zukri's tenure is due to end on June 8th and says he isn't planning to stay. Malaysia's inflation rate went up by 4.4% in April compared to a year earlier. This is mainly due to costlier fuel as well as food and non-alcoholic drinks. The Statistics Department said price hikes in petrol had led to a 16.7% increase in CPI's transport segment. Back in March, this segment had risen by 23%. Explaining that the average price of 1 litre of RON 95 petrol was RM2.21 in April compared to RM1.70 in April last year. As for RON 97, the average price was RM2.48 last month, 21% higher than it was in April 2016. Fuels and lubricants for personal transport equipment also accounted for 7.8% of the CPI weight. The department added between January and April, the CPI rose 4.3% from a year earlier, and in monthly terms, April CPI fell 0.3% from March. My E.G Services has confirmed that it is in talks to acquire a stake in popular food review blog Eat Drink KL. In a Bursa filing, the company said negotiation between the board of directors and shareholders are still ongoing, so the deal is not finalized yet. The company said a further announcement would be made if two parties come to an agreement. This confirmed the report by The Edge today, which said that My E.G would most likely park Eat Drink KL under My E.G Capital Sendirian Berhad. My E.G Capital holds a controlling stake in online advertisement firm My E.G Ad Networks, auto-classified website CarX Services, diversified media solution provider Picasso Media, and online TV provider Her TV. Started in 2009, Eat Drink KL is wholly owned by Sean Yong, a former journalist who did a 14-year stint at the Associated Press. After 4 straight quarterly losses, Petra Energy finally returned to the black, mainly due to the services and production and development segments. First quarter net profit came in at 5.29 million ringgit compared with a loss of 7.08 million ringgit last year. Revenue, however, dropped by 38.5% from 113.2 million ringgit a year ago to close to 70 million ringgit this year. In a Bursa filing, the oil and gas outfit said its services segment recorded higher pre-tax profit of 6.6 million ringgit compared with 3.7 million ringgit last year. The production and development segment, meanwhile, recorded a profit of almost 14 million ringgit. This came from the share of results of its 30% associate, Coastal Energy KBM, totaling 15 million ringgit. Coastal Energy is involved in the development and production of petroleum from the Kapal, Banang and Meranti cluster of small fields off Terengganu. Going forward, Petra Energy said market sentiment still remains cautious for the oil and gas industry.